Hey guys, Mubarak here of In Penny Stock. Hope you're doing well. Have a pretty exciting report I wanted to cover with you guys today, and this is going to be the start of something interesting. As I mentioned to you guys earlier in the week, we've started a new partnership with Penny Noise, and I actually have Dan on the line with Penny Noise that I'll introduce in a second. But essentially, what we're going to be doing is going a bit more into depth about different tickers, different stocks, and kind of how we see them both on the fundamental basis and on the technical analysis. So these videos, they won't be anything crazy extensive, but they're going to consist of the reports that Penny Noise puts together and the technical analysis that I teach in the VIP. And so as you guys have seen, or if you look below, that's kind of where you can get access to the 5 under 5 or our actual Penny package, to be able to learn both the educational side and the live reporting side. And so I just wanted to kind of dive in. This is going to be the first one that we're going to try out. So this report is the ones that we drop on a consistent basis over in the new partnership with 5 under 5. So this is actually a report done by Penny Noise, and I'd love if we got Dan on the line. Dan, can you quickly just introduce yourself and then maybe talk a little bit about EXFO and what the company does before we go into more of the metrics?
Sure, yeah. So, hi everyone. I'm Dan from Penny Noise. Thank you for having me on, Mubarak.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, EXFO, pretty much, so we came across this at Penny Noise. We did a kind of a weekly scan on what earnings and how that could be a catalyst. And EXFO kind of stood out to me personally with the talks of 5G from, I know I was just watching CNBC the other day, and AT&T CEO was on and talking about the implications of 5G, and so this kind of stood out to me here. It's a penny stock, EXFO Inc., market cap, small cap, market cap's at 161, and they're reporting more earnings on October 11th, so that's this Thursday. So we really just wanted to we wanted to delve into the what to expect on Thursday, and hopefully get some trade ideas generated for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I like that. And so yeah, the 5G portion is really, I feel, what's really interesting about this company. As you mentioned, everyone's slowly going to be starting to transition over to that, and so companies like EXFO will be probably spearheading that transition. And so
Yeah.
What do you think about the stock? I'm going to go in a little bit. I'll switch to the Yahoo Finance charts and do some technical analysis. But just what are your thoughts on the new 5G market, EXFO in relation to that, and where the stock's heading?
Yeah, so EXFO is kind of like an industrial company where they're technically tech sector.
Yeah.
However, they are the ones that go in and do maintenance and analytic solutions to existing networks. So they go into like the base where our mobile devices connect to. So like our phone right now, I'm on the call with you, and it's getting connected to a base somewhere that's allowing us to communicate.
Yeah.
This 5G, essentially what EXFO is going to do is they're just going to update what they already have and make sure it's 5G compatible, because on September 25th they recently announced about the 400G ecosystem, which I wrote in the report. It's essentially upgrading their existing platform to transfer existing modules to 5G without building entirely new ones. So
Yeah.
That's going to be cost efficient for them and huge accretive steps for the future. So the 5G market, I'll touch upon that real quick. I know I don't want to talk too long, but
No worries.
so
Yeah.
pretty much it's new to me as well, and you see on your top of the corner, you see 4G or LTE, and you're like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
So pretty much what 5G consists of, there's three parts to it. So there's the mobile device, which is what we are on right now, and then there's a radio access network, which utilizes the base stations and uses radio waves to connect the device to the third part, which is the core network.
Yep.
So each area covered by the base station is called a cell. And what 5G is going to do is it's going to use higher frequency wavelengths and it actually uses smaller cells, but this allows more radio waves and channels that were unused before because of this new kind of higher frequency wave. And now that it's a smaller wavelength, they can actually use multiple channels into one antenna in the device, and it also can use a larger crowd within the cell, which is, again, the cell is the area covered by the station.
Yeah.
So this is going to be huge. This is the huge implication about this, is that now with all the Internet of Things, like cars and essentially everything, can now be covered over the mobile network pretty much. So that's why these guys are now really hyping it up for a reason. I think IoT is going to be a huge thing, and I think 5G will just kind of assist it into making it come to fruition. So
definitely. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. Now I kind of have a better overall understanding of it. And now I'm going to swap over into more of the technical analysis, because now you're mentioning that we have a earnings report coming out Thursday, and anyone who's kind of watched this channel, or my traders, know that earnings reports are a fantastic catalyst to be able to really move the stock. So
and real quick, so this today we had some really low volume. That's one thing I kind of am taken back by. We do the 3-month average is about 55,000. So that is one thing to heed when looking at EXFO. But hopefully, this stock would see more volume and exchange hands more often, providing a gainer.
Yeah. I see some massive volume spikes in July 13th, July 16th, where literally there was a million volumes, a million shares traded, and then you're right, it kind of has fallen down. So I'm hoping that on that same time at the earnings report we'll see that type of volume, and that'll really make it a price play. But to just to close out, what do you think of the general price where it's at right now? I'm looking at generally. I like to look at a few different timelines. When I first start off, I'll go as back as possible so I understand the full history. So looking at the 5-year mark, we're pretty much at a median. I would say with the highest that this stock has ever been at is 605.
In the last 5 years, correct?
Exactly. And now, when I get a little closer, now I'm seeing almost like a head and shoulders, or a little more of like a dip, actually the opposite of a head and shoulders. And so I want your thoughts just on, do you think with 366, there seems to be some support right here at 320, so it seems like a good place that you don't have to worry about it dipping more than that. But from a technical analysis standpoint, I do feel like this is actually at a good point right here. I've seen it dip down in September 18th to 365, then again just on the 2nd, and now it looks like it's testing that point of support again. So I do feel like the 365 mark is a safe spot going into Thursday.
Yeah. So I mean, technically, I think that sounds and looks about right. And with this announcement, this could be huge for an upward swing and break through some levels. If they do beat earnings, I think the company is taking cost-efficient measures that they might not have in the past. They also have incurred some debt, which when we read that in the news, like Tesla incurs that's bad because they're heavily in debt. This firm has not had any debt at all in the past 5 years, so they incurred this, and I assume that this is just they're building in some leverage so they can free up some liquidity to transfer over to 5G successfully.
Yeah.
This company has had a free cash flow, which is huge. This means that they're operating efficiently. That means their operating income is positive. They don't spend too much on CapEx, and they don't incur too much debt until this year. On a fundamental basis, on a discounted cash flow basis, they're actually trading a little bit overvalue, a little bit of premium. However, I think what's factored into the price as well is that the potential that they have for this 5G market. So they might be trading at a premium on a technical basis. It looks like they've been. It's a good point, like you were saying. And the average analyst elsewhere covering it is having it around 4.7.
Okay,
So,
interesting.
yeah.
So it's a high estimate. It looks like that'll see some spikes there.
Pretty bullish. Pretty bullish.
Awesome.
But if things do come to fruition, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. We'll definitely appreciate your insight. That's gonna wrap it up for this episode. I hope you guys are watching. I hope this was useful for you guys. I feel like this is the format we're gonna take. But if you guys have any other suggestions on how you would like this to play out, definitely leave a comment below. And if you're interested in getting the reports and getting the penny stock videos, there's a link in the description below where you can access the page and get signed up for the 5 under 5 package and the new partnership we have. So yeah, that about wraps it up. Thanks again, Dan, for being on.
Thank you, Mubarak.
Absolutely. And see you guys next time. Take care.